Mastering SOC 2 Audit Timeline. SOC 2 audits expose operational weaknesses. How do the key milestones in the SOC 2 audit timeline, including the preparation phase, audit fieldwork, and report finalization, impact our organization's operational workflow, and what adjustments to its operational excellence can our team make to ensure a seamless audit process and minimize disruptions to its daily activities? As I sat in our conference room, surrounded by my team, staring at the daunting SOC 2 audit timeline sprawled out before us, I couldn't help but feel a sense of trepidation. We had heard the horror stories of audits gone wrong, of teams bogged down in paperwork and process, of daily activities grinding to a halt. But I knew we had to approach this behemoth of a task with a clear head and a keen sense of operational nimbleness. The first hurdle we faced was the preparation phase. It was like trying to drink from a fire hose. Every department, every team, every individual seemed to have some critical role to play in the audit process. I remembered a wise manager once telling me, "You can't build a house without a strong foundation." So, we took a step back, prioritized our tasks, and delegated responsibilities with laser-like focus. Our project management tool became our Bible, guiding us through the complex web of deadlines and dependencies. As we delved deeper into the preparation phase, I realized that the key to success lay not in redoing our entire operational workflow, but in tweaking it, ever so slightly, to accommodate the audit's unique requirements. We identified the pain points, the areas where audit requirements chafed against our daily activities, and carefully crafted workarounds that wouldn't disrupt our customers or employees. It was an iterative process, one that required constant communication and flexibility. We became masters of the art of juggling multiple balls, ensuring that our operational excellence wasn't compromised, even as we prepared for the audit. But even with our best-laid plans, the audit fieldwork phase proved to be a wild card. It was like trying to anticipate every possible question a curious toddler might ask. You think you've covered all your bases, but then, wham! A curveball comes hurtling out of left field. Our team's ability to think on its feet, to pivot and adjust, proved invaluable. We set up war rooms, where our teams could collaborate and respond to auditor queries in real time. It was a high-pressure environment, but one that brought out the best in us. As we entered the report finalization phase, exhaustion started to creep in. It was like running a marathon, only to realize the finish line was still miles away. But we pushed on, fueled by our determination to emerge from this process, not just with a clean audit report, but with a better understanding of our organizational strengths and weaknesses. We treated the auditor's feedback as a gift, an opportunity to refine our processes, to sand off the rough edges, and to emerge more resilient and more efficient. In the end, our SOC 2 audit timeline became a transformative experience, one that forced us to re-examine our operational workflow and emerge stronger, more agile, and more attuned to our customers' needs. It was a journey that required patience, creativity, and a willingness to evolve. As I looked around the conference room, at the tired but triumphant faces of my team, I knew that we had not just survived the audit process, we had thrived because of it. The SOC 2 audit timeline consists of several key milestones, including the preparation phase, audit fieldwork, and report finalization. Each of these milestones has a distinct impact on an organization's operational workflow, requiring adjustments to ensure a seamless audit process and minimize disruptions to daily activities. During the preparation phase, the organization's operational workflow is affected in several ways. Firstly, internal resources are devoted to gathering and organizing documentation, including policies, procedures, and evidence of control implementation. This diverts attention away from core business activities, potentially impacting productivity and efficiency. To mitigate this, the organization can establish a dedicated project team, comprising representatives from various departments, to oversee the preparation phase and ensure that all necessary documentation is gathered and reviewed in a timely manner. Additionally, the preparation phase involves identifying and addressing gaps in controls, which may necessitate process improvements or the implementation of new controls. This can lead to temporary disruptions to operational workflows as employees adapt to new procedures. To minimize these disruptions, the organization can implement changes incrementally, providing training and support to employees to ensure a smooth transition. The audit fieldwork phase also has a significant impact on an organization's operational workflow. During this phase, the auditor will conduct on-site observations, interviews, and testing of controls, which can be time-consuming and resource-intensive. To minimize disruptions, the organization can schedule the audit fieldwork during periods of lower operational activity, such as during maintenance shutdowns or slower business periods. It is also essential to ensure that all relevant personnel are available to provide information and support to the auditor, reducing the risk of delays or misunderstandings. To ensure operational excellence during the audit fieldwork phase, the organization can establish clear communication channels and protocols for addressing auditor requests and providing supporting evidence. This includes designating a primary point of contact for the auditor and ensuring that all relevant documentation is easily accessible. By doing so, the organization can respond efficiently to auditor requests, reducing the risk of delays and minimizing the impact on daily activities. The report finalization phase also has an impact on an organization's operational workflow, as it involves reviewing and addressing any findings or recommendations raised by the auditor. This may necessitate further process improvements or control implementations, which can divert resources away from core business activities. To minimize these disruptions, the organization can prioritize and tackle findings and recommendations in a phased approach, focusing on the most critical items first, and ensuring that remediation efforts are integrated into existing operational workflows. To achieve operational excellence during the report finalization phase, the organization can establish a formal process for reviewing and addressing audit findings, including the development of corrective action plans and the assignment of responsibilities to specific team members. This ensures that all findings are addressed in a timely and effective manner, minimizing the risk of repeated audit findings and reducing the overall audit burden. To ensure a seamless audit process and minimize disruptions to daily activities, an organization can take several steps to adjust its operational workflow. Firstly, it can establish a culture of ongoing compliance, where internal controls are regularly reviewed and updated, and employees are trained and aware of their roles and responsibilities in maintaining compliance. This reduces the need for extensive preparations and remediation efforts during the audit process. Secondly, the organization can implement automation and streamlining of controls, where possible, to reduce the administrative burden and minimize the risk of human error. This can include the implementation of automated workflows, such as workflow management systems, and the use of technology to monitor and report on control activity. Thirdly, the organization can establish open communication channels and protocols for addressing auditor requests and providing supporting evidence. This includes designating a primary point of contact for the auditor and ensuring that all relevant documentation is easily accessible. By doing so, the organization can respond efficiently to auditor requests, reducing the risk of delays and minimizing the impact on daily activities. Finally, the organization can prioritize and resource its audit efforts, ensuring that sufficient resources are devoted to the preparation phase, audit fieldwork, and report finalization. This includes allocating sufficient time and budget for the audit process, as well as ensuring that internal resources are available to support the auditor and address any findings or recommendations. In conclusion, the SOC2 audit timeline has a significant impact on an organization's operational workflow, requiring adjustments to ensure a seamless audit process and minimize disruptions to daily activities. By establishing a dedicated project team, implementing changes incrementally, scheduling audit fieldwork during periods of lower operational activity, and prioritizing and resourcing audit efforts, an organization can achieve operational excellence and ensure a successful audit outcome.